open itself. They're not going to be able to stop this breach coming through unless they try and make a deep dive against the hatch that's being watched above. And they're going to do it in a position where they can double down onto Snowmobile Stairs itself. Grixer waiting for the call and the read. Can pop that open if need be and try and get that looped over the top is the idea and the plan. Going to drop it under the hatch. There's JV92 winning out on Geo. They got some smoke to push through on the back end. They take a shoulder of damage as they stacked up some support. The C4 under the hatch itself doesn't quite get the first kill. He's not sure. He takes the header for one. He's going to dip into the second. He knows they're off the kit. Rexon wins out in blue. And Soniqs win out the opening round. How much he can keep himself in these engagements, in these rounds. Could be a difference maker. The blinds are going to come through. He's the point of pressure, and ooh, that's a bit tragic. That's a bit tragic.
Gets himself caught off. Good use there of the grenade. It's actually KZ finding one through the wall as well for double opening on the side of w7m. He's going to try and see if he can provide some support out on that balcony, but doesn't seem to be the case right now. Hurts gets a free kill to Gunner. Wasn't aware of his position out there.
w7m and holding angles inside a building. Name a more iconic duo. It is something that they have consistently done. And they did it yesterday, which to me was one of those difference makers versus M&M. Geo goes down as well. It is all for Citizen to do here. The first fight to his right-hand side, if he's aware. He is. They were watching vertical. They'll have the call on the position of the player. They'll try and find themselves a spot to get the kit down. They've got the tuck and the rotation round. Citizen's heard about a rotate that's come up to the top, and he wins that out as well. But with a post plant and then a 3 versus 1, it's far from easy.
It's definitely not easy, and he gets taken down by KZ from the bomb chassis down below.
Flying, and Soniqs at this point, they're trying to not get caught out by that game.
Setting up some extra drones as Geo gets
well.
and a kill.
Citizen
to follow up. It's only up to JV92 right now. This round quickly went very south for the side of w7m here.
By the looks of it, with Philippox hoping it forces somebody to the double door, or forces them around. No one is paying that attention, though, with the security position back here onto the side of stock, the swing round onto the full white. There's the pings on the player! But the engagement was one out on the corridor in the same breath.
On the site. As he goes for a bit of a chase, he also knows he is crucial up on this top floor. He is there to make sure that these vertical angles will not be used, and the Citizen will find a kill to nade, and JV92 is going down by his hand as well. It is Soniqs that is really stepping up in this round.
4-2, and there's a bit of damage done to at least half of the board right now. They break their way into the site for Philippox, so they know where the second tuck player. Oh, Citizen! He gets the triple on the back end. They get a sneaky rotate round. Philippox gets the pistol down to the 1 versus 1, but the other one on this is the time, and we are out of it.
7M, and it currently is, but a rotation could come around. If they're not careful enough, Nade finds one. A lot of damage done by the smoke canister, forces him to fall back. He cannot instantly go on the back of that kill. And now the mirror win is actually being held by w7m player. Down Citizen as a result. Rexon forced out of position, leaves it only up to Geo as the plant goes down. It's w7m that is able to get that round under their belt, bringing it to 2-3. Well, whenever he gets the opportunity to, and that's going to be the call out to the side of Citizen to start moving from blue.
Whoa, that's rotten timing for Geo, and there's a second almost pick up on the bottom, but KZ goes down. The pressure onto the site, and the fight on the blue stairs is Citizen's to lose. Nade's inside. He's not entirely safe. Obviously, with KZ dropping, they haven't got the full control of the site, and they have to wait for those other players to rotate their way around. They have the time. 40 seconds or so, and with Grixer going down, Rexon is in a huge position, but he gets knocked right out of it by Philippox. Gunner, all that's left, and as I said, he hasn't quite been able to have the big impact he's wanted to throughout this game. The fight is a very long engagement, and with the first take, here's 4 more to try and find through. KZ's been picked back up, but 3 apiece.
KZ still up top. He's preparing himself for a jump out, Emmy. He's about to go for it. All he needs to do is go, and here he goes. P90 gets 1, goes for 2. He's not able to connect quite yet, but he's staying outside. He's wasting their time until just now.
I mean, KZ, he was always that worry of activating. I said he was even, and that was when he was on 4-4, and now since then, he's just put people down. Geo, in the meantime, bikes his way into the site, but Grix is the one with the kit on the far side. They're going for the default plant just on the tuck of the pillar, but with that being broken open, they have to try and break themselves in, and with the loss of Geo, suddenly, all they've got is a partial opener, and all they've got is Citizen left. Once again, the electrification of the wall kicks in. No other way through. Obviously, without what he's got, he was sort of hoping for somebody to go for the swing. He takes them down. They're not fully out yet. Now they are. But with 40 seconds, 2 versus 1, they just have to play this calm. They know he's wondering where he can go for the plant itself. He's waiting for the call. He just heard a bit of motion there. He's tucked onto the fight towards blue, and there it is! Suddenly a 1 versus 1, and suddenly Philippox' safe position on the far end isn't so safe, but whilst we were watching Citizen, he'd rotated his way back round. Hoping the hop-in just comes straight through the window, but if there's anything you can talk about Soniqs being there, usually not that blinkered onto an idea. Philippox with a run out does find Rexon on the rappel, but Grix is there. Quick response, cutting the map in half. And now it is just Nade left. Geo, he's able to get one on the back, and I said we sort of have been calling out for a multiplayer strike here from Soniqs. And across the board, they've almost all been able to get one each. Soniqs bring us back level.
To the actual bomb site itself, they could try and angle a plant to potentially come through if the utilities for it. Now there is going to be 4 smoke canisters as Rexon is trying to take control over the top, but has to fall back. He's not going to be able to commit fully to it.
Rexon with a fight against Philippox and Geo, putting the pressure inside the site. There's suddenly a grenade, but Grix is in the frost mat, a 2 versus 1. They might not know. Now they do. What a shame, what a moment there for Soniqs. Trying to eke his way up, and the danger right now is obviously Philippox. He can sort of solace his way forward, and with 30 seconds left, if he gets the snowmobile stairs, and well, now even more so gets to take on the back, things could really fall apart. Geo is gone. Kit needs to be recollected. Rexon is going wider and wider for the fight, looks away at the worst possible time, and double dip JV92. Gets the take, and at what point does the Solace start to roll? Where does Philippox go to roll to? They're trying to force their way in. They don't have control of Piano. There's the fight that gets them that. There's the grenade underneath, going to the player onto the back of the bedroom. Doesn't quite kill Herds, but there's the plant. There's the cover. Herds is underneath. They're putting the pressure onto the planter. There's the strike all the way back towards the top. And there is w7m getting themselves that 1 round ahead. And w7m still have that mirror window causing trouble. They still have the player at the top of Piano. The grenade rolls round. Grixer does get Herds. Last I checked, that was on the top floor around Piano. KZ might be the one that's moved his way in. He's looking for the fight here on the top of box. If this has gone unchecked, if they're not aware, this is probably about to be a little bit defining. There's one onto Rexon. There's almost the second. It's a shaky firefight. Gunner pulls the pin on a nade, pops it right back in as Grixer gets another, and there's Gunner. Over the top, but 15 seconds, and they still have to try and get the kit planted. It's making its way close. That doesn't quite pop off in the right place. Grixer with a triple. You've got to get yourself in and hold F here at this point. Philippox with a C4. If he gets this clean, there's one. He's looking for the second, and he finds it. The C4 over the top, and there it is! w7m, done on the back of Philippox, are able to claim their map.
KZ's going aggressive right now, trying to chase the player that was just on the drone. Just slipped by and he didn't see it happen.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. That's 2 for 2 on where's w7m? Oh, killing me game that Soniqs have unfortunately been playing, and it might be 3 in a second. KZ leads himself through. That'll at least give some audio. They don't truly know, but KZ didn't want to take the risk. Rotates out! Through the head of Grixer, and even the NA boy himself. Mirror windows, the full electrics of the site. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. So at this point, by the time they get downed. 4 versus 1. And a very clean round for w7m. Once again, Soniqs, they're not able to force that single player out of position. And you know, at this point now, they've just got to try and wrest some control. The first is theirs. The second is tucked behind the shield. The pressure's going to come from behind them, but 30 seconds. They still have Philippox underneath. They still have a stretch of the rest of the map here at w7m. They're still keeping a very sturdy control here of pretty much everything.
I mean, this is it. There's only really 2 options they can go for here. They either need to be going through the trophy door or from the double window. And as Grixer finds JV92, it's KZ that has the opportunity to try and challenge the actual side on the attic. The jumping comes through, but Geo needs to follow to try and get that plan down on the ground.
They've slunk themselves across. They're swinging out. Philippox wins one, and w7m. 2 very cool rounds in a row here.
Using it as a visual aid. Yeah, so Gunnar, he's looking at the Maestro camera right now. So they use the Dokumi gadget as Gio's in sight right now, finds a kill. Philippox responds, and Gio will find another one.
He's doing everything he can to hold on and keep the cover onto the plant at 20 seconds, and Gio's going to keep leaning in. They're holding onto the tuck, but the retake over the top. They're about to make some damage down on the hatch. There's the call. He's looking for the fight. He sprays the player, but Herds just needs the ping. Gio has to get 2 remaining players. They're above and below him. Philippox punches the door. It's all being hot pinged. He's gone to the 1 bit of cover he has, but if they hit the attic hatch, which they're about to, well, there's an easy end to a round. 3 in a row for w7m. There's a slow creep onto lockers, and there's the player playing, and the long-range second mirror window, 2 double-stacked intel. There's the drop. They've snuck their way past. They're trying to force the damage onto JV92. They get the catch on the kill. Gunnar gets 1. The shield is still standing. Gio gets 2. There's Citizen for his 3rd on the back end of E-Box. Suddenly they've swung it, but 15 seconds suddenly still has to be just as sudden as it was at the start of this round. Gio, a sliver of health, is trying to force his way down onto Laundry. Nade, he gets the drop inside. And as they pick up the next kill, you've still got to go for the plant. We've seen them lose a 3 versus 1 at this time. They don't lose it this time.
They get around a very important one. And that means Hertz, he's going to have a field day here.
Yeah, 2 discs, but that was just the burn discs at that point, taken and removed by the arrows, but 30 seconds and all 10 players still stood. Who's going to be the first to fall? It's a breakdown. Herds takes some damage. Philippox behind the shield as Grixer gets KZ. Herds is waiting on the swing round. He knows it's going to come round on the route as Grixer tries to bite through. It's still another trade out, but Rexen's down. Gio's down. It's all down to Citizen. Popped over the top of the shield. There's 1. The second hits the C4. It's a bit out of range, but no! w7m, they have secured themselves at least 4 for the half. Unable to. You need to sort of try and get onto that window just by the football table. Get the pressure around. There it is. Bounce. Just caught out by an ADS. They do get JV92. Herds gets the C4 onto Rexen. The pressure's inside the top of white. The Citizen gets the pistol kill. And, oh, he was tempted to keep going, but he needs the cover from behind him because Philippox is on the move. He has the awareness. He swaps to a secondary. Herds gets swapped out of the map, but KZ swaps right back in. Retakes the dorms. Philippox gets the win onto top white, and there's Gunnar getting KZ, all down to Philippox. In the 2 versus 1. Pretty much everything that's coming through here from the side of Soniqs. They want to pop some utility. He's playing the lines as best as he can. They've slipped their way in. The first fight will be the call for the second. There's 1. Pre-fires towards the next. There's Soniqs!
Again, a huge clutch to come out from Philippox here. Closed out the last map, closes out the half now.
Or not. There was a watch right behind him before. Nade rolls through and they roll over Citizen. They're not quite able to cement the kill, but look, here comes support and here comes maybe some Capital bolts that might go over, and oh no. We're back towards the top, and there it is. The Capital bolt did get the kill, but Grix is able to get one back and keeps them fighting, keeps that just into their favor. The 2 versus 3 and the 3 versus 0.
They hold on, Soniqs.
Finalists at our biggest competition, and they're still playing to that level. The calls come. Here's the quick pop, the drop inside. Gio gets the first. The fight to the shotgun is Grix's to take Herds. He's able to get 1 more, but with Grixer locking it in, it's the break and the breach. KZ with the nade. He's caught from underneath. They slip their way through a 2 versus 1. And he's holding the pin, but he doesn't get to pull it. Soniqs, 2 rounds in a row. They've lost the opening body. 2 rounds in a row. They've taken them back.
They're aggressive. Grixer as well. Now only one of them carries a C4, which of course the dangerous piece of utility you need to deal with. There's KZ drops Grixer.
I didn't even see anything.
And Gunnar drops as well.
JV92 gets the next. Citizen is held in place.
For now. Gonna be aware of that. Some shots being fired from the MPX. They need to take him down, and they do from above. And JV92 is ready for the swing that comes through from either of these 2 players out on Attic. Citizen forced to fall back. A 2v5 between them and a match point.
Well, there's an Ossa. There it is being watched. The C4 is close. It won't get anything though, and it's the swing round, but with the swing being just down to Citizen, he's above, not for long. The third site has fallen into the favor of w7m. They have 3 opportunities to push themselves into that grand final tomorrow. Baby92, player who has frequently popped up when things have been slightly going away from the team, is ready and able. The Capital bolts will buy them some space. Nade suffers some of the damage, but they win the fight against Rexen. And oh no, as Chaos kicks in, Geo goes down, Nade's on the ground. They're looking for the rest of the kill, and there it is, a 2 versus 2. They've been able to rest themselves in towards the site. 50 seconds to maybe stack up some drones. Leapbox wants to be gifted a kill, but Citizen and Gritzer, between the pair of them, aren't going to offer it to them. The play on the smokes. The shoulder peeks round. They're inside Freezer now, and that's a fight. Herds wins out. Grixer, all that's left of Soniqs' hope of staying into this showdown, of staying in the major. There's the first. There's not the second. w7m notch 1 more finals into a belt that over the past year has had everything put into it apart from one. And that is a trophy of their own to say we are #1. And it is very, very hard to argue with that cause right now as they progress to our finals tomorrow.